I got it a little bit better now. What's up, gang? This is part 2 of the mobile arcade repair test rig, and this is the third version, or third time I've built this. So I've got a little bit of experience and I know kind of what I want to do. In the first video, we built a power brick in the bottom. We can plug it in over here. It's got an on and off switch. And in the back, we have our isolated power for testing CRTs. And this video, at very minimum, I want to put this in. This is a ATX power supply breakout board, but we're going to modify it for what we need it. And we're just going to use this plug and run whatever we want here. The grounds are all connected, so we'll keep those connected the same. And then I'm going to run 2 5s and a 12 volt out of these. And I want to, I guess the best place is going to be, since we already have outputs on the back, is to drill some holes in the back and have these facing out the back side of the test rig. That way, this whole thing will be a power supply, and we'll be able to test the whole game basically from this, because we'll have isolated power for the monitor. We'll have 5 and 12 volts here, and basically the only other thing would be marquee lights and stuff, and we do have an electrical outlet in here. But let me go ahead and drill some holes for this, and then we'll start lining stuff up and see if we can fit it out. All right, it's gonna be kind of tough to see, but I do have some holes drilled through right here. They're even, but it's kind of tilted on me. As I was marking them and as I was going, I think the board kind of slid on me. But what I did is I took all these out and then just drilled straight through it. But I was holding it there. Instead of clamping it, I was just holding it there, and I think it shifted on me. It's not enough. I don't think that I'm gonna notice it or really care too much. But now that I have the holes, I don't need that. I'm going to start putting these little guys back through the holes, and then figure out, this is the empty one. I actually have 2 of these. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna mount it. I think I'm gonna face it towards me upside down and then plug these in like this. So I do wanna have a facing on this where you won't be able to see all the ugliness. I'm gonna kind of try to have that hidden. We'll see though. I don't know if that'll work out. But I'm thinking like this, and have these just come through and screw in on the other side. I put some spacers, or some standoffs actually, on here, and I'm going to put this through and then screw it on from this side. And I'll never take all of them off at once unless I want to take this off of here. So it'll hold itself on there. I don't have to screw any more holes through it to mount it on there. But I do want to kind of space it off of the back here. And I'm also gonna take the on and off switch and desolder it and move it to the front, which I have my, where'd it go? I have my switch panel that I'm gonna put over here, a little recess somewhere so it doesn't hit the top. So I got to run that wiring for that too. So we'll have wiring that goes basically from the bottom of this down and around over to the power supply here. And then we'll also have the on and off switch wiring, which will come around to our switch cluster over here. But let me go ahead and get these guys in there, and we'll kind of mock it up and see how it looks. And then I'll do a little wiring. I went ahead and used the inserts, and they're in there, but they look like a set of triplets with the same far-sighted cosmetic surgeon. Good news is the board does fit on there. I will fix this board later on, or not the board, but fix these holes so they don't look so much like a drunken spider got into a boxing match. They're pretty bad, but it fits in there. I do need to get them to stick out just a little bit farther, but I have spacers on there. So I'm just gonna kind of work that out, and then I need to check my pinouts to these spots here, and then wire a harness that comes from here to here, and then I'm gonna take this power switch off and then run a harness around over to here for my switch cluster. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back in just a second. right, I got power wired up to it. It's not a problem there. I do need to test it and make sure the voltages are correct, but I've gone a little bit farther ahead than where we were on the last clip. I got the back installed, I put the gas struts on, and I put the converter board in and got it wired up, video and all that all set up. I do have power and stuff run for this monitor that's going to go up here in the top. I have the amplifier for the speakers, which I put the speakers up here, and I've already taken my Dremel tool and I've cleaned all this out here. So I've gone pretty far here. Wiring wise, I did wire in the converter. So I have the video signal here that'll run to the JAMA harness. I haven't plugged it in, but I do have a little power wire down here. Let's see if I can get a little closer. And I have power cord, that's this one here. And we got all of our switch wiring, which I think I had that in the last video. And then I kind of just tried to tidy it up a little bit. The gas struts were actually probably the hardest part because I'm going off of a recessed lid here where normally it would be flush to figure out your angles. And so that was pretty tough. I do have some standoffs started for a piece of, like, I don't know, covering or a lid or whatever to cover all this stuff, so that way it's not as ugly looking. It's my last one. It looked like a bomb, everybody said. So this one, it looked like an 80s bomb, to be fair, but it still looked like a movie bomb. And so this one I want it to be a little bit cleaner looking. That's why so far all my everything that I'm going to interact with, like the power button and whatnot, or these jacks over here, everything's going to be on this outside part. And I want to keep it out of the lid as well, because the lid was too heavy last time. And then if I had wires and stuff, I can't see what I'm talking about. When I had wires and stuff coming off of it, they came off the sides and couldn't close the lid, and it just became a problem. One mistake I made is I had, well, it wasn't a mistake, but I put the smaller group of inserts in, and I mounted the monitor with a RV mount that I had, but it didn't have anything to latch in place, so it would slide in and you could just slide it right out, which that wasn't good because I want to be able to shut this door, and I don't want it to slide out in the inside of the case and bang around in there. So I just had to take it out, and then I just put 4 holes in, and I'm just going to screw it straight to the back. Really, it was my only option at this point without trying to do some other kind of mount, which they all looked the same. And I don't have it handy at the moment. Basically, it had a hole and then a plate here with another hole. So you needed a spring with a ball in the center that would pop through the holes. And then, but in this situation, you would never be able to hit that ball to release it. So that's why there wasn't one in there. But, you know, what are you going to do? So next we have, okay, so this is for our JAMA harness. Well, you know, where are we going to hook up boards to, and where is the JAMA harness going to go? Well, that's where I have this here in the front. Let's see if I can get a better angle on it. Hang on one second. Move my tools out of the way. Okay, so here I have the JAMA harness kind of hidden by the handle. When I lift the handle and carry it, it doesn't affect it at all. And then I'm going to make a, looks like there's a pin out of place right there. I'll have to look at that. But I'm going to have a JAMA extender harness here, and then I can run that, and then I'll be able to test boards right off of this and hook it straight into here, which before I had to have it just kind of flapping over or hanging around, and definitely this is a much cleaner look. And then here above I have 2 USB ports, which that's what this is here. And that'll just be, you know, I can charge my phone or hook whatever I need into there. There are several logic probes and mini soldering irons and stuff like that. Just figured it'd be handy to have, and it's right here on the outside of the case, so that would be nice. But the only bad thing is I couldn't find any shorter interior plugs. But next I want to look at these, where I have these standoffs. I have a piece cut that I want to put over this and start trying to figure out how that's going to look with like encasing it basically. It's not going to be waterproof. There's no way I can get around that, but it'd be nice if it looked like it was. So let's take a look at that. All right, so now the struts are on there. I can show you. This was kind of like how I had it envisioned. Oh, it's really fast. I forget what. Originally, I had bought way too strong of struts, and they were too long too. I couldn't even get the thing to shut. And then whenever I would finally open it, you had to like smash it down, latch it, and when it would open, it would be like bam, and it would just jump. But I pulled all of my wiring in here. I have some speaker wiring from the JAMA harness I want to get hooked up, and I want to hide all this crap. There's the VGA cable. I want to try to find a shorter one, but I want to try to use some like cardboard and kind of figure out how I want to do this so I don't waste some material. But I'm using this here. This is some plastic ABS, and you can heat it up and you can kind of like mold it or bend it in the shape that you need. Meow, Willow. So it's like just a little shy, not quite perfect. A little bit long this way, but just a little bit short this way. So I started with this little side over here, and I've already got it kind of mapped out and where it's going to come in, and it's going to be just underneath this so that everything fits whenever I shut it. But give me a second here and I'll pull that piece out, and we can at least hide some of this and check out what it looks like. There we go. That's what I was going for. So I wanted these switches, and way too much of this engineering or designing, whatever you want to call it, of this box has been because I wanted those switches because I wanted to use them. I wanted to show you guys this. This is the wireless microphones that I bought. There's a pair of them, but they died on me the other day, and I don't know if you can see this or not. There's tape over the spot where they charge from when they're new. So even though I charged them, they weren't going to last very long. I guess they lasted 5 minutes and that was it. So I may not have very much time now because they were still taped. But I went ahead and mocked up the other half too. There's no standoffs or anything, so it's just gonna kind of sit in here. But I think it's kind of ugly. It's glossy because there's like a film on it to protect its top layer until you're done. Oh, that didn't work. So what I think I want to do is I'm basically just going to build a skeleton out of this layer to hold stuff like this up, and I want to do some storage over here, so I want to have some kind of doors or compartments. But I want to cover this off so that if anything drops or I drop anything, I don't want it to get all into this wires and this mess and stuff. And but that's kind of the idea for that. And I kind of have the top mocked up too. I have where the monitor is sitting in there, and I have cardboard. So let me mock that up real fast and put it back together, show you what it looks like, and then we'll kind of have a feel of where it's going. I meant to mention this earlier, but Amazon has these smaller Dewalt boxes. They're a little thinner on the plastic too, but they have this one on sale or marked down to $19.99. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I might do a smaller version of this and do a giveaway or something, but if you're interested in making one and you want to save a little bit of money, 20 bucks is a great deal compared to this one. I think was marked down. This one was like 50. I think they're like 70 or 80 right now. But I just wanted to bring that up. I'll have links for everything in the description, and of course they're affiliate links, so it does help support the channel. Almost got it. I like the nice clean look of the cardboard. Not that I'm going to use the cardboard, but I just like the clean look. The bottom here is pretty good. I got it. The cuts aren't real straight. I'm not very good at cutting straight. But I can tell that it's going to be nice and level by if I keep using this size standoff, which I had to add a few together. But I like the looks of it. The only thing that is like a part of it that is still a necessity that isn't involved is the test pattern generator. I got to get in there somehow, which is right here. Oh, pull everything off my desk. So I have the test pattern generator. I was going to put it up here, but like I was saying, I don't want wiring hanging off of the lid. And now I don't have to worry about it as much. See how nice this is? Let me get it close. It's supposed to soft open too, but as you can see, it goes whoop wow. Not much I can do about that. But yeah, I don't want anything on the door because I want to be able to just shut it. I got enough clearance from the top and bottom, so that part's good. So I think I'm gonna put this over here on the side, and then I can just plug in from there and run it any way I want. It'll just be from that side, and then I'll probably put the board itself on that switch. I like these. But pretty cool so far. What else was I going to add to this? Hang on a second. I had a pile of stuff I was going to show you. So you guys are pretty much caught up to where I am like currently. So I want to go over just some of the stuff that I bought or that I have that's going to be on the next steps or so. The first thing is this top of this transformer is magnetic. Well, it's metal. So no, I think it is magnetic too. But anyway, I always do this anyway. I was just going to stick one of these little cheap, screw or magnetized screw trays, whatever you want to call them, odds and end trays. I'm going to stick that there. I'll probably actually flip it upside down and try to keep anything from shorting against that. This guy here, we didn't really talk about it much, but I really like it. It's, I don't know if we can see it, but it's actually screwed into the case. It's mounted in there really well. So I doubt if there's going to be a board with an edge connector that long. So I'm going to have like I don't think it's going to be like this, but I'm going to have like a fingerboard in here, and then I'll have a harness out to one of these, probably with a fingerboard too, just to make it sturdier. That way, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 feet long or so. That way I can get it to some place where I can put a board up on some, something to prop up a board so it's kind of level. The way I had to do it, or the way I would have to do it the way it sits, would be to shove it in there. Even if I pulled this out, I might be able to get like you could probably get a smaller board in there. But yeah, it would just be like sitting at an angle. And so this will be that. So I have that. I have like these adapters. This is like a Nintendo to JAMA. So you can play so it would be a Nintendo PCB into a JAMA cabinet, or a Nintendo PCB into my test rig. That's why I have that. Now this one is like a pass-through board. So you'd stick your board here, and then I'd plug this in. And I've showed this in other videos. This gives you your voltage, so you can see right there what your 5 volts is at. And you have your test, service, tilt, left, right, up, down for player 1, player 2, all their buttons, start and coin, all that good stuff. So you can actually play the game here, but you can test all the inputs and make sure that all the inputs on the board or the PCB are good from this guy right here. So that's handy. So I need somewhere to stash all these little guys, and I was just thinking just right here in that front left corner. So I don't have anything that's here right now. I've been trying to like keep from putting anything there. And I have, this isn't really that big of a deal, but I just have some like magnetic latches and some hinges. I bought extra of everything because I planned on having to make 2, at least 2 actually. Somebody asked me for one, and then possibly one for a giveaway. Okay, so then other things that I want on here, I have, because we're testing monitors, this is an LCD tester. It's a 9 volt, but of course I'd hook it up to the power supply, and then you hook it up by VGA, and you have different, that's the on and off button, and you have different inputs you can put it on, so it does different resolutions, and I forget what else, a couple different patterns too. So that's one thing. I'm going to try to stick this in there somehow. This is a power supply tester, so it has all these different hookups that you can hook into it. The flash is too much. And so you plug it in, you turn on your power source, or you turn on your power supply, and then it'll light up your voltages that are correct. So any that are not correct or that, you know, are low, you'll know right away just by turning it on. It's pretty handy. And then I got this tester I want to try to get in there somehow. This is just like a capacitor tester and transistor tester. And battery's dead. They're like 25 bucks, 20 bucks on Amazon. They're really, really handy though. And when I'm capping a monitor, I can't ever find it. It's always in a box somewhere. Oh, this is one cool thing that I thought of that this isn't it obviously, but my inspection camera, or the scope cam, I'd like to put something like this in here and then hook it up to the monitor, and you know, maybe I need to fish something out of a game, or you know, use it for what I want to use that for, is just getting a visual on the screen that I'm adjusting. I thought that would be handy. Another thing kind of along that line, so the same kind of cording, is I'd like to integrate this thing in here somehow. Obviously that ain't how, but it'd be nice to use this and have it, it's real stiff. I could film, use it to hold a light. I think it would just be really handy. Speaking of light, I do want to add a light in the bottom somewhere for when I'm actually in here doing stuff. I thought this was going to be it. I might just cut it down actually. But this is out of, it's just a little LED. It's out of a arcade 1-up that got destroyed. And it's got a little on and off button. But I was thinking that it actually is color changing. Sorry that I'm breathing so heavy. I just got done moving some stuff around to find all this stuff. I have a 6-inch LED like we put in the games. Instead of a 12-inch for a marquee, it's a 6-inch. I got this for just having a little log in there that I can write notes down and stuff in. It kind of looks like Minecraft or whatever, but it's fitting. It fits the theme. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, this was for sure cool. So I got this thing. It's to throw in here just because everybody always asks for a charger. It's on like a string, or kind of like a lighter leash, but it has all the different charger ports for phones, or you know, charger ports for anything really. You got USB-C and USB, what is it? Mini, or I don't know. I got the iPhone one. But that was cool because I'm always needing a charger, or you know, some way. And then here's one of these things. It's just like that one there. It's just a smaller version. This is the one that'll probably go in and be useless. And then it's same thing. I have one of these mirrors. This is like a plastic one, like a prison mirror. I want to just stash it in here somewhere where I can, and behind here or something. So mirror is always handy. And I think that's all that I could round up. I have some like bigger stuff that I'm trying to incorporate in, but until I know for sure that it'll work the way I want it to, I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to be a liar. But that's a lot of the fun stuff. But as far as building the other one for somebody, I have 2 of these little monitors. I can use one of these if I sell one, and use the other one in a giveaway. But if I give one of these things away, it's a lot of work and a lot of money. So it'd have to be to like somebody who's a member of the channel. That's what it is. Can't think of what it was called. Yeah, so you can become a member. I don't even remember what the prices are. I have one member, Steve. Thanks, Steve. Forgot to mention him last time. Oh yeah, I forgot about these here. So I bought a bunch of these a while back, and I've been using them. They're just little voltmeters. So you plug this into your ground, you plug the red into 5 volts, and then you plug this yellow into whatever voltage you want it to watch. So if you want -5 or, you know, plus 3.3 or whatever you wanted to, that's what you would do to this one, and then it'll monitor it on here so you can see if it goes up or down. So I've had a bunch of those, and I'm always worried that I'm going to short it to something. That's why I have this like rubber ring on the outside of it, and you can still like easily short this on something. So I made these guys. I made several of them, kind of testing out how I want to make them look. I just cut a little bit of this face out, but I made little voltage ninjas. Yeah, I just cut a little bit of this face out, and it just went wow, and it unstress balled really, really big. But this one came out the best, and he's got a little O-ring in there if you look. He really does. And then I'm going to put some like little clips on these, so it's just real easy. You just clip it onto whatever you want to check, and then I don't have to worry about them shorting out or anything. And I got some magnetic tape I'm going to put on his feet, so I might be able to just like stick them on stuff. Be a real ninja. But I made a handful of those. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think that's it. Here's the I had a lot of ums this week. This is the wireless mics that I bought. It's a 2-pack. So you be the judge of the audio. Let's see, that's the name there. This was another Amazon Prime Day. But I was looking at them, and 6 months to a year ago, these things were all like $100, $120. They've really come down quite a bit. But I think that's it for this one. I'm going to leave it there. You guys are caught up, and I don't want to give away too many surprises, but that is definitely... I'm glad you guys are caught up, so now I can film whenever I start doing this, because it's fun to work on. I'm really close to idea-wise what I want to have happen. I do want to get maybe one of those pocket digital oscilloscopes and mount in here somewhere. I really don't want to do it up there. I want to keep that clean. But in here, I have my instrument panel. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, you know, let me know in the comment. I know what everybody's going to say. And maybe if I have room, I'll put one in. I'd like to have that too, but we'll see. All right, well, we'll see you on the next one. Leave a comment down in the comments, or if you guys want to win one of these, I'm pretty sure I'm going to give one away. Think about becoming a member. Get that credit card ready, or your Venmo. All right, I'll see you on the next one. So these two right here are going to be ground and 5 volts. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is, a nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted, I got what I wanted, and a pretty good deal on it too. Super hang on.
What I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.
I rebuilt the circuit with bigger LEDs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're all there. I didn't really need to use red plexi because the LEDs are red too. It's kind of overkill.